What a night we've had here tonight. Roger Federer is joining us on Rod Laver Arena with Leighton Hewitt. Roger, congratulations. What a crowd for a start. I mean, it was just an amazing atmosphere, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. Thank you so much. What a pleasure to play any match here, particular a match for a good cause, even better. I've played some of my best matches and biggest matches of my career right here, so it feels very special being back, and thanks for making it so unique for all of us and for me in particular tonight.
And Roger, there was a moment at the start when Rod Laver came out and this crowd just went nuts, didn't they?
Well, I was nervous, and like I mentioned, and then he comes out and trying to keep the ball in play. I was able to do that, and it's just a dream come true to be able to play, some balls with him and just spend time with him, speaking to him. He's such an inspiration and has had such a big impact on the game of tennis, particularly here in Australia. So it's very, very special for all of us.
Yeah, it's fantastic scenes, obviously, seeing Rod, who this centre is actually named after, obviously, here as well. But you must be pretty happy with your form tonight. You seem to be getting better as the match went on, obviously, after losing the first set in a breaker. And this is your last real hit out, I guess, before the Australian Open starts on Monday.
Of course, you try out a few things, but most important tonight was just to enjoy it, to have a blast, have fun with Joe, and hopefully, excite you guys a little bit and get into the mood of the Australian Open, because it's an absolute pleasure playing the Australian Open. I've been coming here now for almost 15 years, since the juniors and the qualifying, and I've been on the outside courts. So this, in a way, of course, it is a perfect preparation, but it was so much more than this tonight.
And Roger, you do have another life outside of tennis. I mean, the Roger Federer Foundation and all the work that you've done in Africa. I mean, it's 10 years that you started it, 10 years ago. I mean, you'd started at a young age, and you're doing some great things. I mean, what's the big plan? I mean, what would you like to happen in the next 3 or 4 years with the foundation?
Well, it's something that's very close to my heart, of course. I'm very emotionally attached to it, and for me to reach 10 years already is a great deal, because I'm happy I started so early. I was able to learn a lot in the beginning of my career through being on the big stage, in the big moment, meeting very influential and important people who have taught me great things. My mom has been the big inspiration behind me starting my own foundation at a very young age, and here we reach now 10 years of the foundation. We've reached, I think, the lives of about 86,000 kids so far with quality education, and I really still feel we're at the beginning, and I hope we can achieve great things. We have an ambitious goal to reach 1 million kids by 2018, and an event like this is obviously going to help in a great way.
Now, we've asked the public to ask 3 questions of you tonight, Roger. I hope you don't mind. So Paul, who's visiting from the UK, I hope he hasn't been watching the cricket.
No, hopefully not.
Roger, what will you be doing in 10 years' time?
I'll be old. No, not so old. I'll be skiing. I'll be spending time with the family. Look, I hope to be involved in tennis in some shape or form, of course. This game has given me everything and more, and I hope I can come back here. I hope I can enjoy this place as well, just as a spectator, because I have doubts I'll still be playing.
The second from social media, if you had to, Joanne asks, if you had to choose an actor to play you in a movie, who would you pick?
A great actor, probably, like just a guy who can act, It doesn't matter who it is, but I like Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he does a great job.
I knew he was going to pick somebody good looking, didn't you?
Yeah, we could guess that, but...
And this is from Angela, who's here tonight, and she's just had a little baby, and she asks if you had to name a child after a current tennis player. This is a crazy question, isn't it? boy and girl. Don't say Rafa, but if you...
If I had to name a baby after a tennis player.
Yeah.
My baby?
A current player.
A current player.
Well, it could happen soon. So.
It could happen very soon. This is crazy. Well, you almost try to avoid that, you know, that you name it after a tennis player.
First, or?
I gotta ask the permission to Mirko, of course, you know. There's, Novak? No. I don't know. Serena?
Hey, that'll do. Serena and Novak. There you go. Roger, hang around. We've got something a bit special coming up right after this. We'll be back with more Roger Federer and friends from Rod Laver Arena tonight.